What police have noticed since the end of lockdowns in September, October last year is there's definitely been an increase in crime in the central Auckland area. That's most types of crime, including car crime, dishonesty, and also alcohol-related harm and assaults have gone up. What we've seen with the statistics is that the amount of violence is the same, it's the seriousness of the violence that's increased. So we're getting a lot of serious violence happening, every weekend, where it was few and far between in the past. It's certainly more consistent now, and so the level of violence and the level of harm has increased as a result. I think probably the most concerning one is that the coward's punch, or the one-hit punch that comes through and takes somebody out that's not expecting it. And so we're seeing that quite regularly, and even my staff have been assaulted. There's traditionally been a number of assaults on my staff for the alcohol-related harm at night, on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, but the serious assaults on my staff were few and far between. Now I'm getting a serious assault on my staff members every 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm talking really serious harm. And I've got a number of staff off with concussion-related injuries and serious injuries.
The violence has become obvious to us with the amount of calls through the police and other, and direct 111 calls to people being stabbed or shot. People getting hurt like that just don't help. It's a pointless event. You're damaging people for no good reason. Someone deceased, we should go to this.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's a large brawl and they think somebody's been killed. We've just been told by the police that they're there and we can go straight in, which would indicate things have calmed down probably a little bit. But I'm thinking more the priority of the safety of my crew, what patients' needs will be once we get there. Hi boss, how are you?
You're just trying to work out who's who, what's been involved. Quite a involving scene.
Oh yeah. One in the vehicle, which I haven't spoken to the crew yet. There's 4 more hanging around. We're just not sure whose blood is whose. We just need to have a look at the whole lot of them. Okay. All right. Cool. So we've been called to a significant brawl at Manukau Mall. Reports to us where there were 3 or 4 people unconscious, possibly one deceased, and a firearm involved. Well, on arrival with the police, the situation's calmed right down, but there were 5 people that have been hurt. 4 have declined our care and one's been taken to hospital by ambulance. The firearm cannot be proved or disproved at this point, but everything's under control. Police are doing their thing, just searching the area, and hopefully everything settles down when these people arrive at Middlemore. Physical cost of violent crime is difficult to quantify. The cost to us is that a big incident, stabbing, shooting, major brawl, ties up so many resources. It means we can't get to other emergency calls that are waiting. If you take 3 or 4 ambulances out of circulation for an hour to deal with one incident, that's at least 3 or 4 other people that haven't had an opportunity to get an ambulance when they require it. And that person, when they get to ED, ties up a lot of their resources because they're usually significantly hurt. A person who's been hit with a projectile normally requires urgent theatre. All of these things are cumulative. More work, more demand, more pressure, and everybody's trying to do the best they can with the resources they've got. I don't know the answer. It's society. Society has to change.
Well, it's certainly happened since the COVID lockdowns have come off, and I think there's an underlying stress within the community, but that's also caused by employment, people's jobs and businesses, under stress and under strain. There's also probably an increase in mental harm as a result of COVID, and I think all of that just builds up into the fact that when people come into town, they drink a little bit more, they get a little bit drunk, and then the violence happens from there. I think people can feel safe in the city both during the day and at night, but they just need to take some sensible precautions around making sure you stay with your friends, making sure you don't drink too much, make sure you have a plan to get home. So just be sensible and stay in the welded areas and the places where there's lots of people. Just take normal sensible precautions.